Alright, so we proceed with calculus, and we are looking at application of differentiation, how we can find the equation of the tangent and the equation of the normal. So initially when you look at this equation, alright, so this equation, it is the equation of a curve. So given the x or y plane like this, alright, there is a curve like this one there, alright, then there is a line that touches the curve outside like this, touches the curve at one point, okay, like that. Now this line that touches the curve at this point, it is the line that we call the tangent. So the line that touches the curve on one point like that is called the tangent. Now there is also another line aside from the tangent which we call the normal. Now the normal and the tangent have got this behavior, they always meet at 90 degrees of an angle. So whenever they meet, the tangent, this line, and the normal, whenever they meet, when they meet, they form an angle which is equivalent to 90 degrees. So what do we need to know to be able to find the equation of this tangent? This is what we need to know. To find any equation, okay, in mathematics, to find the equation of the line, this is the formula we use. We say y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. Let me interpret this for you. This m means gradient. Okay, the m just means the gradient. How do you find the gradient? That's what I'm going to show you. So y1 is just one of the coordinates. So this is our x coordinate, this is y coordinate. So y1 is this one here. So you can name it x1, y1 there. So wherever there is x1 you replace, wherever there is y1 you replace like that. So to get into solving this problem, they have told us to say find the equation of the tangent to the curve. So we've got a curve, and then that curve has got a line touching it at one point which is called the tangent. So how do we find the equation of that tangent if we've been given the equation of the curve? So to find the equation of the tangent, we first need to differentiate the equation of the curve. How do we differentiate? So we've got the equation y is equal to 1 plus 3x minus 3x squared. So our dy dx will be equal to, remember whenever we differentiate a whole number that doesn't have x, the answer will just be 0, so we scrap it off. Then whenever we differentiate x, the number that just has x with no power, the answer is just that number in front of x. So here we have 3, then I'm going to say 2 times 3, which will give me negative 6x, then 2 minus 1 will give me 1, and I'll just leave it like that, because any number or any letter to the power 1 is the same letter or number itself. Alright, so we proceed. So after we've differentiated, this is the function that we are remaining with. So this function that we have is what we call the gradient function. So each time we differentiate an equation, you find what we call the gradient function. Now what does the gradient function do? The gradient function gives us the value of the gradient. So this m symbolizes gradient. Whenever we differentiate, we find this function here. We can use this to find the gradient, which is m. How do you find the gradient? So we are going to say m is equal to 3 minus 6x. Alright, because I found the gradient function, now I know how to find my gradient. So m will be equal to 3 minus 6x. Here we just check. So the first question is saying that x is equal to 1. So wherever there is x, I'm going to put 1 for me to find my gradient. So I'll say 3 minus 6 times 1 like that. Then m will be equal to 3 minus 6, and m is equal to negative 3. So this negative 3 is what we are calling our gradient. How did I do so? I got the equation of the curve. After getting the equation of the curve, I differentiated. After differentiating, what I found, then we called it the gradient function. After doing that, we checked what's the value of x on the coordinates given. we replaced, and after doing our calculation, m is equal to negative 3. So wherever there is m, I'm going to put negative 3 to find the equation of the tangent. So I'm going to say y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. So where there is m, I'll put negative 3. So y minus c, what is my y1? It is 1, is equal to, where there is m, I'm putting negative 3. X minus, what is my x1, is also 1. So y minus 1 is equal to negative 3 times x. So negative 3 times x will give us negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 1 will give us positive 3. Alright, so we want to have y remaining along this side. So everything that has got no y will cross this side. So y will be equal to, just like this equation, you can see there is y this side. So we also have to make sure that when we are finding any equation, we just remain with the y, and then the next thing should be equal to. So negative 3x plus 3, then when this negative 1 crosses becomes plus 1, then y is equal to negative 3x plus 4. That is how we find the equation of the tangent, just like that. So if we want, we can even find the equation of the normal to this same curve, okay? Because we know to say, if a curve is like this, there are two lines that pass through the curve, the tangent one, then also the normal that meets the curve, that means the line of the tangent at 90 degrees. Alright, so we proceed like that. So this is how we find the equation of the tangent. How did I do so? First, I got the equation of the curve. What did I do with it? I differentiated. I think you remember, I know you remember how to differentiate because we did it previously. Then what I found, I said m is equal to the gradient function. So this function that I find after differentiating is what you call the gradient function. So the gradient function here, I will say m is equal to 3 minus 6x. I want to find m. So this is how we find m. Alright, so wherever there is x, I'll replace with what I'm given as the value for x in this equation. Alright, so after I replace, I will find that my m is equal to negative 3. Then I go to my formula for finding the equation of a straight line. This is finding the equation of a straight line. Alright, so the tangent, if you could see, the tangent was a straight line. Alright, it's not curved. Even the normal was a straight line, it's not curved at any point. So that's what, see, this is the equation we use to find the equation of straight lines. Alright, so we proceed. Here we now replace y1, it is this one there, the one there. x1, it is the one again. Then m, it is negative 3. Y minus 1 is equal to negative 3. So negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times negative 1, positive 3. Then we wanted to take everything that doesn't have y on this side so that we just remain with y on the left hand side. Then if we take it there, it will be plus 1. Y is equal to negative 3x plus 4. Alright, so that's how we find the equation of the tangent. So here, before I can teach you how to find the equation of the normal, I want you to use this same question and find the equation of the tangent. So try to find the equation of the tangent for this question here. Then we will proceed from there to learn how to find the equation of the normal.